We'll just review some of our oral Hebrew. So if I say ani, what would you say after that? Ani, your name. Anisu, Miat, Miata.
Yeah.
Miata.
I am.
Randy. Me, Randy. Or me, Randy, sorry. And then you just say Naim Meod. What does that mean? Naim Meod. Nice to meet you. Okay? And one thing that we'll probably start saying more of is Manishma. What's Manishma? Manishma. What's up? What's up? No, not literally up, because Nishma is not up.
How's it
But
going, basically?
it's basically what's your spirit, what's your soul about?
How you doing? How you doing?
Nashev. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah. So, Manishma. Okay, that's basically all we've learned as far as conversation. Of course, we know the word for good is to. Yes is
In here, in it.
ken. No is
Child, grab
lo.
a pencil and then give it back.
What's the word for I? Ani. Ani. How about, we haven't really done these, but he.
She.
No, he is who?
He is who?
What is she? She is he.
Oh, okay. Who's on first?
Yeah. So here's one. Anachnu. Anachnu. We. We, anachnu. And remember when you see different words with the nu on the end? Alvenu, Moshihenu. It's we or us. Okay, so the nu on the end of something is a we or an us. So it's more than one person. So I guess we're just going to go on. I hate to do that.
I don't have pencil.
He's not here? He left? The cameraman.
No, he's not coming in.
What?
Not pencil? He's not coming in.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's got something else to do.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. So we're going to do Yud, Vav, and Nun Sofit. Now, first, we have 6 vowels that we've already learned. If you don't know the names of them, it's perfectly fine. You can still read. You can still comprehend. You can still write. And like I said, in my classes over in Israel, they never even told us what the names were. I just happened to know because I took biblical Hebrew. So, if you have 2 dots, what do you say? Ed. Anybody know what this is? Sere. What if it's a T? Ah. Kamat. What if it's just a straight line? Ah. Dot. What if the dot's on the right side of the vowel? A left. Sorry. Ooh. Ooh. And then if it's on top, O. And then sometimes you'll just have a dot on, usually it's on the left-hand side or on top. Or this is kind of hard sometimes if it's a sheen or a scene because, so they don't do that very often. Usually they use the holum bob. So that's a holum, that's a shrik. Alright, so that's your sounds. We've already done those. And then we've already looked at all the letters. So today we're going to look at Yud. Okay? We would think of it like a little apostrophe. And of course, that's what you use in cursive too. You just use that little Yud. So what do you think the letter would be for you? Y. Now the thing is with Yud is used in a lot of different ways. So the only time it's really pronounced is when there's a vowel underneath it. So that would be ya, yeah. Okay. You'll never see it with an O. Well, I guess so. Yom.
Yeah.
But then it'll look like that. That's yo. I guess you could have you. Okay. But the yud is going to be used in other ways than just as a letter. But we'll get to that letter later. I don't want to mess everybody up. So the next one is Vav. Now it's hard to tell that's a Vav if it's not written on something with lines, because Vav is going to be between the lines. Okay. So what do you think that's going to be? A V. Now this is used a lot. Okay, as we see, the Holam Vav, it's used as a vowel, right? It's also used at the beginning of almost every sentence in the Torah. It's a word. What? Does anybody know what the word is? And. Okay? So it's used as the word and.
How do you pronounce it?
Well, when it's at the beginning of the word, it's like Ve'yomer. Ve'yomer.
And that's two dots.
Yeah, Ve'yomer.
Like they,
Yes, yes.
Under it.
right.
So, yeah, when you see it, you'll see it a lot. Ve'hafta.
Yep.
Okay, ve'hafta, ve, and ahafta, you will love. Okay? So the ve, if you took it out, ahafta is you will love, ve'hafta, and you will love. So this one's used a lot. But it's also a letter. You can have a vowel underneath it. Then the last one, I guess they just put these all together because they all look the same, is this one's going to be long, and it's a sophit. So remember, they have certain letters at the end of the word
Nun Sophie.
that is not in the middle of the word. So you'll never see this at the end of the word. It's noon, so what letter is that going to be? N. And then it's a sophit, which means it's only at the end. Noon sophit. Typically, you will never see a vowel with the noon sophit. It's sort of like run or sun or something like that. It's just a letter at the end that closes the word. So, I'm trying to think of a Hebrew word. Let me see if we've got one in here. The noon sophit. Yashen. Yashen is sit. So it's just an N on the end. Okay? I don't remember ever seeing a vowel underneath a noon sophit. In fact, the only sophit I can really remember vowels is the kaf sophit. Any questions on that? All right. Let's see. Who wants to, everybody have a book? You have a book? I don't.
It's okay.
It's okay?
I'm familiar with it.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, let's see. Let's start on page 40, number 3. And let's read some of this. How about you start?
I needed my review last night and I didn't get it.
Yo,
Yosha
she.
or Yoshe?
Yo, she. So if you would have to transliterate this one.
Yoshe.
Okay, so that's yo because it's got the yud. And then
Number 3 on line 40. Line 3.
Yeah, no.
line 3, the first one. Yo, and then this is she. Yo, she. Yo, she. Okay? The next one, Randy?
The second letter is just a placeholder for the O sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
really
the Y,
it's a
the
hole
O
and
sound
valve.
and a she.
It's a hole and valve. Yeah, this is a hole and valve. Yo, yo, yo,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like Yom, Yom Kippur,
But this is
Yom Day. So this is a hole and valve, and then chef. Randy, how about the next
Yeah, try to figure out the last letter is a L or a M.
one? M,
Anyway, so we
Yoma.
your mind,
Haven't we had a Mem Sophite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know why that.
So that's kind of unusual. Normally, you'll see the Mem Sophite at the end of a word, so,
With no vowel?
With no vowel.
right, with no vowel. All right, next.
Yado,
Yado, okay?
third one on line 3, on page 40.
Oh, okay.
Now we're on the fourth one,
Yeah. Okay.
which is
You
10.
can-
Somebody.
Who's doing it, me
You.
or her? Because you
You.
pointed to her, so I thought you wanted her to do it.
No, you,
We got confused there for a minute.
Who's doing it?
you.
Me, okay. Yahweh.
Yahweh, uh-huh. Next.
Yellow. So I have to know that yellow do.
Yalu. Yes,
Yalu.
Yalu. Okay, line 4.
Bio?
Bayo. Baya.
Very good.
Okay, next, over here. Taya. Okay, is that it? Okay, let's go on, and you can practice the rest of those. Let's look at, with the noon so feet, let's look at, let's start with 9, line 9, next page, over 41. So we can get, now we're gonna use some of our noon so feet. Oh,
Is that,
hold on. They threw something in here.
They say they showed
Okay.
the news so feet without showing the
that
news.
one, that one's yellow.
They threw something in here. It's a, well, I guess you would call it a diphthong. Is that what you call it? A diphthong? Alright, so before we get to it, if I have this is what? Ta.
Oh,
But when I put the yud behind it, tie.
Yeah, side.
Tie. It's a diphthong, like I. But see, the thing is, they haven't told us that's an E yet. So I don't know why they put that in there.
we're on line 9, I don't see it.
Line 10.
Oh,
It'll be
line
on like
10.
She's
Okay.
looking
Yeah.
ahead. First.
We will get to these though, these diphthongs. Now, I noticed today when we were singing and doing our liturgy, there are a lot of these,
Yeah.
okay? So how do you pronounce the E?
I-
Eh,
A,
and the I is
E,
E. So how would you say it together?
A,
A. A. Because so far in our vowels we have an ah, but we don't have an A. We have,
We do the same thing in English, like with the word 8.
Right.
It says 8.
yes,
B-I-G-H-T, and A.
that's right, 8. Okay, it's a diphthong. So whenever you see this in your liturgy, in your transliterations, it's A. When you see this, it's what? I. So, but I don't know. We haven't even got this Shva yet, so I don't know why they did that. Okay, start here again. We're just going to go around.
So we got
Number 9.
Which way?
She went, and they don't have books.
Gotcha.
Do you have a book? Do you want to look at somebody's book? Want to share? Randy, can you go over there and share with them? The pastor's wife has the books.
Yeah, we have more books. If you guys want a book, so we can learn, we have more books.
Yeah, the pastor's wife has the books, wherever she is.
Rabbi's wife.
Rabbi's wife. All right, number 9, yes. Yon. Yon. Yeah. 9. Yon. All right, Randy, what's the next one? Yoman. Good. Next.
Yashan.
Yashan.
Yashan, that's what it is.
Yashan.
Yashan.
Yashin.
Here, I'll let you use mine. I can kind of look at other people's.
Yashin.
Yashen. What's next?
Yavin.
Yaven.
I gotta put my glasses on. Did I say, what did it say?
You said it.
What? It's you. You.
You.
Oh, me? Oh, Devon.
Yavon.
Over here saying it, but I didn't say that.
Number 10.
Oh, I did say it.
Yeah.
Why did she say it?
All right, here we have an E and
She's
an
copying
E.
everybody.
Oh, I thought maybe I said it wrong.
So
I see it.
makes an A sound.
Does have put the glasses on, doesn't it?
Bait. Bait. It's house. So this is an E and an E. Bait. Bait.
The Y brings a bay.
Is it an E or is it an A? So, the word for house is bite. I'll explain this. Bite. But when it's added on to things, I don't know what it's called, but when you put 2 words together, it means something else, like townhouse. It's, okay. So, like, bait, sefer. Sefer's a book. Bite is a house. But when you say bait sefer, it's a school. Okay? Beit holim. Holim is sickness or sick. So if it's Beit holim, it's going to be a what? A hospital. Oh darn, I forgot the. There's others. But anyway, when it becomes 2 words together, they change this to an A sound instead of an A. So, on everything. So this one is baked. Where are we? What's that? Is it A? Is that you? Oh, you got one. Okay, it's your turn. Bane. Bane, yes.
Did you say bang?
Bane.
No, what was the bang? Because it's something so hard.
Yeah, it's a diphthong. Aim. So I guess as long as we're here and they're already doing all this stuff, you should know that when you put a little dot here, that's an E. So we have an A, we have an E, and we have an I. So A, E, I. Of course, we already have the O. I don't know that there's a U. Ooh. There's an ooh. Okay, so we got an turn to, which one?
Third word, line 10.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not
oh,
coming
oh, Ubang. Ubang.
Ooh, yeah, ooh, okay, so there's something, ooh. Right, okay, ooh.
Okay, this is an
Okay,
ooh.
that makes sense. Ooh, bang, yeah. That makes sense.
Bang. Oh, is it a vet? I can't read from here. Oh, a V.
Oh,
Ubang.
bang.
Ube.
Sorry. Ubang. Ooh. Be.
With a diphthong.
Bang.
A,
Ubang.
they.
Anything else on those 2 pages? Okay, turn to the vocabulary page.
And when the yud comes at the
Keep
end,
going.
does it have the Y sound when the yud comes at the end of a word?
Because
this next one is
Which
would be
one?
ma. This one would be ma te.
E.
Ma,
It's an E.
it
Hold on, I'm
says
sorry.
E. Ma T. It says E if it comes at the end.
Oh, Talui. Oh, Talui. Is it Ta, Lu, and then is there just a Yud at the end?
Just a yud all by itself, no vowel.
Ta,
New.
Lu, E. Talui.
You tried to say
Hallelujah.
like yes, it turns out.
So it would be E here too. Ma te would be A because of the.
Yeah, I guess because it's at the end of the word, they don't put a dot under it for its an E sound. Hallelujah. Alright, is there a vocabulary page? I don't know. I'll start with it.
Someone in that room's.
Oh, then it goes to the next lesson?
Well, page 48.
Here it is. 48, page 48.
Someone in that room is giving candy out. Can I get a piece?
Yes.
Okay, let's read the vocabulary so you'll at least know. And on the Google Classroom, I do read all the vocabularies for you if you need to go over it again. Okay, you start with goes down. What's goes down? Yo red. Yo red. Yo red. All right, Randy, what is went down? Yarad, very good. Air. How do you say air?
Yeah, Yoresh.
Yaresh.
Yeah.
No, this is yo.
No, it's Yo.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on the other one. Yoresh, okay. Yoresh. Next one?
Yaresh.
Yaresh.
No, Yarash. Yarash. Yarash.
Yarash. Sorry.
Yarash.
I can't read from a distance, obviously. Do you notice that there are the same 3 letters in goes down and went down? What are they?
Yod, Resh, and Dalet.
Yud, Resh, and Dalet. Okay? So those are the same roots, so they just changed it from a present tense to a past tense. What are the 3 roots of heir and inherited?
Yud, Resh, and Shen.
Right. So all they do in Hebrew is they take their root and then they just add or move around or change the vowels to mean something very, very similar, like heir and inherited. Okay, and then what's the next one? Yoter. 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 If you wanna flip the R, you can, if not, it's just yoter. Yoter, okay, C, yam, day,
Yom,
yom, on the day,
Bayom,
bayom. So when you see, a bet in front of the word, it can mean on, in, basically on or in, on the day, in the day, beseder. Next, resh. There is. There is. Yesh. Sorry, I said resh. Yesh. Yesh.
Bain,
Now, it can also mean like, if I said, yeshli, that would mean I have. Or if I said,
It's almost like an affirmative of this.
yes, yes. It can mean more than there is. I have, possession, there is. This one's kind of confusing, but we're just gonna
Affirmative this
pronounce it.
thing.
Huh?
Affirmative this thing.
Yes, yes. How would you pronounce between?
Bain,
Bane. Bane. And then next,
Bait,
bait. Okay, so there you go. Bait is like a house of. Beit Sar Shalom.
We came from Bethlehem.
Yeah. Beit,
And
Beit
again,
Sefer.
if you're using
Bethlehem.
PH, it would be big.
Right. Mhm.
Bacon,
Yes, remember we talked a little bit about this when we did the tav, that if there's a dot in it, it's a strong T. If there's not a dot, it's the TH. But in Israel, they don't really,
I almost don't care what Israel does. I don't consider them always right because it's biblical.
right. But even in the Torah, I don't know if you pronounce, I don't know if they would pronounce it. Beth,
But isn't that a debate that they've had?
that's a
for-
debate, yes.
Just like,
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato,
it's just like
pecan or pecan.
some things in Torah, the rabbis dismiss what they
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, sits.
Yeah.
Yoshev, sat. Yeshav. See, they have the same three letters. Will return.
Yashu,
Yashu. Isn't it interesting that will return has the same roots as sit and sat?
That kind of makes sense. It's like, be here. I was here. Look, come here.
Right. And of course, the name Yeshua is basically called the salvation, right? Or a returning. A return. Tayar, chorus. What's the next? Hook. Bob. Is there a letter in the Hebrew alphabet, Ben? Bob. Bob is the hook. And like I said, almost every sentence in Torah starts with Bob. So it's kind of like the hook. What's old?
Yashan,
Yashan. Now, they have a word for a person being old and a thing being old. This is a thing that's old. I can't remember the name for a person being old. I should know. I've said it so many times. Oops. Honest. I'll let you do it.
Yashar,
Yashar. Sleeps.
Yashin,
Yashen. Tooth.
Shin,
Shen. Motel.
Malone,
Malone. In Israel, a lot of times when, yes, Malone, you'll see, it'll be Bait Malone.
Ray.
Big Malone.
Bait Malone.
The House of Hotel.
The house, yeah, the House of Rest or,
What's that?
Judge. Dayan. Oh, Moshe Dayan.
Moshe Dayan, okay, that makes sense. Moses the judge.
Gift. Matan. Meaning.
Move on.
Move on. Language.
Lashon.
Lashon.
Lashon. Oh, Lashon like Lashon, Lashon.
Lashon.
The language of Lashon.
Lashon hara. That's what I was trying to think of Lashon hara. What does that mean? Evil language, I guess. Evil gossip, talk. But it's a language. Your language is evil.
Yes.
And hand. Yad.
Yeah.
God.
Yad. And what's the little pointer that they use to read Torah? A yad. All right.
Yeah, also pronounced Yud.
Okay, I gotta tell you this story, because, yes, I guess it's the Yad and Yud. Is it that one? I can't remember which one it is. Yod. There's a Yud, and I think in some of your books it says that it's a Yod.
Sometimes the Yud is called a Yod.
Okay. When I went to Israel, that was one of the controversies we had in my synagogue was, well, it says that it's a Yod, not a Yud. Why is everybody saying Yud? So we went into this third grade classroom, and so I just asked them, because they said the alphabet for us, and they said Yod. I can't remember what they said now. Anyway, one of them is not a nice word. So they've started doing the other one.
So they started using the Yud because Yod kind of developed a bad connotation.
I think so.
Because I've
So
heard,
Yud is
I've
the
heard
one that's acceptable.
God's name pronounced Yud above.
Yeah. So I think the Yod is the one that they don't use anymore. I don't know what, I can't remember, I think I took all my stuff out to see what's written. Whatever's written, we call it Yud. What's it say in the book? Yud or Yod?
Maybe does Yod mean like finger? Maybe they don't use it because it means like the finger.
I
So
don't
they
know.
don't say that anymore.